Hello there, it's Rich with Rich Baum Photography, Sacramento, California. And I want to welcome you to this tutorial, which is actually going to be dealing with probably the most asked question I get. And I'm surely going to get people with more questions, and I'm certainly going to get people telling me I'm doing this wrong, but that's okay, because I always say there's more than one way to do things. And they're probably going to tell me that I'm not doing a proper luminosity mask, luminosity mode. So that is very, very possibly true, and I'm just going to leave it at there. But what I want to show you, and I get a lot of questions, people asking, why do you use normal mode for masking, blending, and sometimes you use luminosity? And the answer is, I can't blanket answer why I do one or the other, but I'm going to show you how you can switch between the two and see for yourself which is going to work better. Now, when I'm masking ambient into a flash image, I usually use the normal mode. But I'm going to show you in this example why I would use the luminosity mode. So I have this image, and let me just explain what I did also lighting wise. This is, let's just go right here, reset. This is straight out of camera, and I'm really pleased with this image, especially because it took me to have 3 lights going at the same time for this shot. I went full Scott Hargis on this image, and I have a Streaklight 360 right by camera, probably camera left, because you can see it's kind of hot right here. And then I have an AD200 behind this wall, bouncing off the ceiling. And then I have a 600 on a 12-foot stand over here in the hallway to the left, up on the ceiling, way up high. All these lights are pointing straight up, bouncing straight down, and it gives me kind of a flat image, but I'm going to use the ambient image to bring back some of the shadows and natural light. But I went a little overboard with this to demonstrate why we're going to use luminosity mode on this image. I've got a lot of color casts here. So when I bring it in, now I could do a lot of things here. I could the easiest thing would be to bring down the yellows and bring down the oranges. And that would really help my ambient shot look closer to this. But I've still got almost green walls here and gray walls here. That's why we use lights, or I use lights, because I want the true colors here. But what I want to do now is let's go back to this ambient image, reset it, and I'm just going to go again, put on my full bump here. And it's really, and I'm even going to change this a little bit here. I'm going to make this a little bit greener just to demonstrate this. So if you have an ambient image here and you bring it into Photoshop as layers, which what we'll do is I'm going to go here and go right click, edit in, open as layers in Photoshop. So I want to take this opportunity as my photos coming into Photoshop. I want to say, please subscribe to my channel. Use my Adorama link. You'll get some great service and you'll help provide me for these free videos I do. And the other thing too is not only subscribe, but tell your friends. And I want to tell you too, I'm doing workshops with Mark Weisberg. So you can find that information on my YouTube video, workshop video. Anyway, any questions, email me, rich@richbaum.com. So we've got the ambient image here, and I'm going to have the ambient on top, and I'm going to now go down here to add a layer mask. I'm going to hold down Option on a Mac, and I'm going to click, and there we go. We have a layer mask, and we're going to paint away and reveal the ambient below. So I've got white selected here, my paintbrush here, 0 hardness, 6% up here of flow, 100% opacity, normal mode here, and normal mode here. So if I wanted to start painting in ambient, let's just brush in a little bit here. See, that's okay, but it's bringing in these colors. And let's go in here. Let's just say I want to bring in a little ambient here, right there. So now, and also let's go into this picture. This picture's a little flashy, so let's just Paint in a little ambient there. And let's just do a little bit on this wall to show you an example. There we go. So we've got some issues here. Let's bring it in. Okay, that is normal mode. Now, if we want to, and the best thing I can say, the whole point of this video is you can try normal mode, and then all you have to do your work. All you have to do is switch down to luminosity, and I want you to look over here as I click luminosity. There you go. Here's an example why I would use luminosity, because luminosity here is not bringing in any of those colors. It's bringing in all the goodness of the ambient shot for we're getting some logical shadows in here. Let's go up in here. There we go. I don't really need much on this image, I'll be honest with you. Pretty darn good image, if I do say so myself. Let's get rid of some of this directionality down here. There we go. Okay. Now let's go here. Getting a little bit of, I love that shine on the chair, by the way, because there's a window right there. It's adding a little realism. There we go. Okay, a little more ambient in here. Now I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to show you if we had it in normal mode up here. You can have all those color casts. You see it's got the green wall in there. Let's put it back into luminosity mode. There you go, much better. Okay, so that's an example where using luminosity mode is going to be the right choice. But I'm going to close this out and I'm going to go to the next set of images. Here we have a, let's reset that. I'm just going to do, just to show you, I'm going to give it a full bump there. Here we go. And I'm going to do full bump here. You got the full bump there. So now I'm going to bring these two into Photoshop as layers. Let's look at this. You know, one thing I want to do to this image is it's real hazy. Sometimes you get that with an ambient image. Let's just bring up the dehaze a little bit. Okay, so now let's edit in, open as layers in Photoshop, and let's try the same thing here. And I think I found out for this image it was actually better to use normal mode. So basically I'm just telling you to switch between luminosity and normal to see which works better for you. So this is opened up now. Now let's click add a layer mask. So let's just start off on the ceiling. Main issue I start off with usually is you can see this flash up here created a hot spot here and created a shadow here from this ceiling lamp. So let's just go here and mask out in, this is normal mode. There we go. That worked out pretty good. Let's just go down here to luminosity mode, see what looks better. You ready? Okay, look up here on the ceiling. Don't worry about down here, and I'm just going to click. Okay, so luminosity mode here caused this color cast. Okay, let's go back down here to normal mode. You ready? Here we go. Normal mode got more, it's a little blue, but I'm happy with it. So let's go in here. Now let's mask in some of, this is normal mode. Let's mask in some of this ambient back in here. Okay. Let's go open that up. There we go. Looks, whoops, getting an update. Get out of there. Automatic updates. Okay, now let's go. That was normal mode. Let's go down to luminosity mode. Look at over here what we just did. And luminosity mode is adding the color in there, which I don't think I like it as much. Let's go back to normal. Look at right here. So You know, actually, I think I like Luminosity Mode a little better in here, but I don't like it in here. Now, the only problem with this whole thing is if we only make one layer mask, it is going to be all or nothing. It's going to be either normal mode. Now, let's go down here and let's do a little bit more. Let's go up here and see the cabinets, because that's one thing I'm going to fix here. The ambient shot's going to mask out the shine. There we go. Let's go here. Okay, let's go underneath the cabinet a little bit. Underneath here. There we go. Adding in just a little bit of ambient light. Let's go here. Ambience. Here we go. Okay. And that is normal. I'm pretty happy with this image. Totally. So let's, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to bring in here. I'm going to go here. And from now on in my videos, I'm going to probably just try this going back and forth between luminosity and normal mode. There we go. So you can see I got all the benefit of the ambient shots. Actually, let's go right here. A little bit of ambient in there. Added a little bit of the warmth of the lights in there. I like that. And again, this may work for some people. It may not work for others. So I've got normal mode here. So look at the overall image. Now let's go down to luminosity mode. You ready? On three. 1, 2, 3. So you can see luminosity mode added a little bit of warmth here too. So let's go normal. Look right under the counter right there. Okay, it's very slight. Main difference is up here, and look up there, and I'm going to go, now look at the luminosity. It added all that warmth, and I don't want that on the ceiling. So on this image, I'm going to vote for normal mode. Anyway, this is Rich Baum with Rich Baum Photography saying, if you want to try checking it out, go between normal and luminosity, and just as you're editing, switch back and forth, see what works better for you. Sometimes luminosity works better for me. Sometimes it works better in normal mode. And what works for me does not necessarily work for everyone. And if you have a better way to do luminosity, absolutely you should do it. This just happens to be what works for me. So this is Rich with Rich Baum Photography saying, please subscribe, leave comments, and check out the workshop series. These are live 3-day workshops starting in Southern California in September, and we're going to be doing them a lot coming up. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.